Okay. So yes, so today's tutorial and as well as the assignments followed by it are already uploaded in this Microsoft Teams as well as in Moodle. Okay, so we will just briefly go over what you have to do and some of the things we will cover. So I will request Snigdha ji to please go through this first part of the tutorial once.
Yeah, thanks, Vishak. Uh, just sharing my screen so that everyone can see my screen.
Okay, I can share the screen if you are having any issue. So
Yeah, we'll just
yes,
share.
yes, I think yes. Is it visible?
It's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay.
Uh, Hi everyone. So I'm audible to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this tutorial, we are talking about the blockchain data structures. Basically, the assignments has two major parts. In the first part, we will create the blocks. Means we will introduce how the blocks are linking and the how what are the content in between the blocks. So the content specifically the version, the previous block header hash, uh, Markley root, all the details. So whatever you have talked in the theory class, we will just do a hands-on in this tutorial. So this is the all over the blocks, and in the second part, we will go into the details of the Markley tree. So in the block itself, we have a component, it's Markley root, and the Markley root we will compute in the Markley tree, that part. So in Markley tree, just scroll down, yes. So it's just a binary tree, and it has some specific characteristics. So if it is a even number of nodes present, means if the transactions are the even, then we will just keep the means make the hash of the transactions, and then we will take two of the transactions and create the upper layer of the node. And likewise, this is the transactions T1, and we are creating the hash. This is called H00, and this is for transaction 2 we are creating H01, and finally we are making this 2 to create H0. And similarly for T3 and T4 we are creating hash uh, H10 and H11, and from H10 and H11 we are making it to hash, combine it to hash 1, and for hash 0 and 1 we are creating finally hash root, the Markley root. Just scroll down, Bisha. Yeah, but in case of odd number of transactions, suppose I have 3 transactions in this example. So for first two, it's similar as the even number of transactions, but in the second part where this T3 is there, so in case of T3, the T3 needs to be make it a double to make it the complete number of transactions as the even number of transactions. So we are copying T3 twice, and this red color is the copied one. So we are making the hash of that. So it is, in this case it is hash of means T3 twice. So hash of T3 is H10. So we are taking the hash of H10 and H10 again to make the hash of H1, and rest of the things it's the same as the for the even number of transactions. And another thing is that if it's a single transactions is present, so then in that case we will take the hash of that only. No need to make it the even number of transactions, means duplications is not required. So that's all for the part for the data structures, and now we will go to the assignment part. Scroll down. Bishop. Bishop, scroll down.
Yes, I have. Can you see this or? I think it is getting updated a bit late. Is it updated
Yeah,
or?
it's updated. Okay. So in the assignment part, so there is two part A and part B. In the part A, you need to write a program to verify the Martley root of a block. So each block consists of T transactions, and the program has to construct a Martley tree using that T transactions and find out the root of the Martley tree. And what are the inputs you have provided? So you have say B number of blocks are provided, and each blocks there are means the block number is followed by the T number of transactions. So whatever transactions count is there, that count is provided, and after that you will find the details of the block. And finally at the end means details of the block in terms of string of each size, means it's a fixed size string, it's S, length of S. And after that you will find a hash, it's a MD5 hash. And what you need to do, you need to compute the Martley root, and then you compare that computed root with that provided that MD5 hash. If these two are equal, then you need to return a valid. Otherwise, you need to print the invalid. So the rest of the constants is first of all you need it's the transactions is we are creating a limit of within 50, and the string length means the transaction value, that string length is 20. And here is an example. So scroll down, Visha.
Yes,
Yeah.
can you see this?
Yeah. So this example 5 is the block number, 1 is the transaction number, and this is the transactions value. This Y1 R something. This is a transaction value, and the CB, this is the provided Martley root. You need to compute your Martley root, and then you need to compare this with this value. And similarly, the rest of the things are the transaction, then followed by the transaction values and root. Scroll down. Scroll down.
So to part B or
No, the image, the Markley image.
can you see this or I think this screen share is slow for some reason. Is it
Yeah,
getting updated
yeah,
or do I need to?
yeah, it's updated.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a kind of full Markley root, whatever you need to compute. So this is the second block examples in the example sections. So these are the three transactions are present. So these are the three transactions. You need to compute the hash of that. And so as this is a odd number of transactions, you need to make it duplicate the last transactions, and this is the in red in color. So we have created the hash 1 2, and means transactions of hashes means this is hash of t1 and hash of t2 and t3 as well, and we are making the duplicates of t3 again, and we compute the t hash of t1 and 1 2 using a hash of t1 and hash of t2, and for t3 just we are making the duplicates t3 and t3. Finally we combined hash of t1 2 and t3 3 to make the complete Markley root, and we will matches with this root is matches with the value, so it's a valid one. So this is a complete structure, so you need to just follow it and just provide the valid and invalid printout for the input set whichever given to yours. So next part.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So if the after the like converting an odd to even or the even number of transactions are not a power of 2, then some nodes of the Merkle root will not be present, right? Merkle tree will.
Every time you need to means first of all you need to check with the transactions. If it is odd, then you need to make it even. Okay. So this is the in that step it is okay. And every layer you need to check that whether the nodes number of nodes in that layer is even or odd. If it is odd, then you need to duplicate the last node and make it even, so that at the end you will get means at the end you will get a single node and you need to stop there. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for
Uh,
example,
yes.
I'm just adding it up. So for example, assume that in the leaf you had 6 different nodes. Right? So at the leaf, if you have 6 different nodes, that means just in the label before leaf, you will get 3, right? So once you are getting 3, that means the last node that you have in that label, that need to be duplicated to make it 4 and then proceed further. Okay. So at level wise, you will do that whether there are odd number of nodes or even number of nodes. If there are odd number of nodes in a particular level, then you will duplicate the last node to make it, then proceed. Pick up this one.
Scroll down.
Yeah, while we are scrolling down and going to the next part, so once again, I find that some of the students have not enrolled in Moodle because some of these submissions you will have to do through Moodle. Okay, please, those who have not yet registered or enrolled for this particular course, please do that. And also, as instructed in my email sent yesterday, please ensure that you have written your roll number in place of that ID. Otherwise, after evaluation, we cannot assign it to your respective roll numbers. So please complete these. And even today, some of these submissions, whatever you do in HackerRank, part of the code you will have to submit in Moodle. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, also for the HackerRank account. So you have
Yeah,
not
HackerRank. Yeah.
account yet. Yeah, please do it. Priyanka, please go ahead.
Yeah, the
Something
part
I
B
need
is.
to reshare, I think.
Yeah,
Let
no,
me
for
see.
me it got loaded.
Oh, you can see the part B.
Yeah, yeah, we can see.
Oh,
Can see.
so I can quickly go over it if Cynthia is having an issue. So
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Please go ahead, Vishal.
yes. So in this part B, we will be basically using some parts which you will have already done in part A, which is constructing the Merkle tree. So here we will use that part, the Merkle tree root, and then using that Merkle tree root and some other data, we will be constructing the individual blocks. Okay, so you have to write a program which will take a set of transactions and then compute the Merkle root first. Then after having the Merkle root, you have to add some other data like block version number, which is provided, which will be fixed, and along with that you have to also include the previous block header, the previous block headers hash. Okay, then the hash of the current block header that you are preparing is computed like this. This will be the you have to take the MD5 hash of the string concatenated in this manner. Okay, so an example is provided here. If block number is like this string and previous block headers hash is uh, like this B94 starting from here, and then the Merkle tree root that you compute is this. Then finally you have to compute the hash of the current block header as the hash of all those string concatenated in the proper order. Okay, now there is one point missing, which is how do you compute the header of the first block or the genesis block. So that is also explained here. So the first block will not be included in the input of the program, and therefore you have to compute it in a different way. So it will have only one transaction with one string, which is this one Coinbase, and from this string you will from this single transaction you will create the Merkle root. So that will be just the hash of this string only. So that is your Merkle root, and then you will concatenate it with the block version, which is the same as the one provided. Okay, the same string 0 2, then a lot of zeros followed by it. So and since this is the first block or the genesis block, it obviously will not have any uh, previous block headers hash. So only block version and Merkle tree root. So by this you will be getting the hash of the header of the genesis block. Now after this genesis block, you will be constructing the other blocks one by one from the inputs that are given. Now in the input you will be provided uh, B, which is the number of blocks that will be provided that you will get in the input, and for each such blocks you will be having T transactions. So each transaction is a string of 20 characters, just like the part A, and you have to form the Merkle tree root, construct a block, and put the previous blocks hash to get the block headers hash. Okay, so in this way you will be constructing the block chain. So the previous block headers hash is basically pointing one from one block to another, forming kind of a linked list like structure. So you can understand that. So your task in this program will be very simple. So in your input, apart from the T transactions for a block, you will be also provided one previous block hash. So this previous block hash is you have to validate that this previous block hash is correct or not. Okay. So this is not what you will get by computing the previous hash yourself. This might be different. So if this one is matching with your with the correct value that you are getting, then you have to print valid, and if it is not matching with the correct value, then you have to print invalid. So, and for both the assignments you are given a link to this to separate HackerRank contests. Okay, so in part A there is one link, and similarly in part B there is also one link. So okay, before going to how you will submit it, do you have any questions, any of you? Or am I audible?
I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So in case the block hash turns out to be invalid, then for computing the block hash of the next block, do we use the one that is given in the previous block as part of the input, or the correct one that we get from the Merkle root?
So you will not use the previous block previous block hash that is given in the input. Okay, that is only to match the actual hash you are with the actual hash you are getting. So you will be using the previous block header hash that you are getting by constructing the previous block. Okay, and not the input value that is specified. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so for submitting these two assignments, you have to submit it in two places. One is this HackerRank link. So you will find this PDF uploaded in your Microsoft Teams in this general channel under files. Okay, so there is a folder called assignments, and inside that you will find this PDF. So you can open that up, and in that you will have this link to the HackerRank contest. So you can go ahead and see the problem here also. Okay, then you will be evaluated based on two sets of inputs. One is already given here, so that you can run your code and check if it is working or not. So in this portal, all the inputs will be given by in standard input is stdin, and the output you have to print basically in standard output. Okay, so this will be provided line by line, so you have to parse the inputs from there and use it. And then apart from submitting your code in this HackerRank portal, you have to also submit the final version that you want to, I mean that has all has given you the best results, or whichever you are submitting finally in Moodle. So we will also just provide you the Moodle link now. So for part A, which is constructing the Merkle tree, you have to do it within this tutorial period, which is in 1.5 hours. Next we can extend it by half an hour, so the submission deadline.
No, Bishak, just let us clarify that. So in Moodle, I have created the links, okay, and for part A, so there are three separate submissions: part A, part B, and part C. So part A you have to submit within the class hours, okay, by 11.
Yes.
And there is a 10-minute of extra time just for submission part. And part B and part C, currently it is showing as 11 a.m. 11 a.m. as the time. So that will extend. Okay, so not by half an hour or so. That will be at least a day or so. We'll discuss and decide and then announce, and accordingly we'll extend it. But part A, definitely the submission deadline is 11 with some 10 minutes of extra time for submission. But I understand you will be having your other classes, so make sure you complete it by 11.
Yes.
And
Okay.
the links
So,
are already there in Amog.
okay. So in HackerRank also, in part A you will have the submission deadline accordingly. So you have to submit part A by then. Okay. So if you have any questions, then ask, or otherwise you can start solving this.
Sir, which
Is there any
programming
language
language?
preference?
So I think it will be easier if you use Python or Java, or language like that which has MD5 hash and string manipulation libraries in the standard library basically. So you can also do it in C++. For that you have to use MD5 codes which are publicly available. Okay, there are several, so it is your choice. So you cannot import any library. Whatever code you need, you have to basically write it there. Or if you want to get the MD5 code from somewhere else, you have to uh, put it in that single file. So I would recommend using Python or Java.
So yeah, another announcement that I want to make here, that whatever you are doing, please do it yourself and do not copy from others. So remember that if we can find out the instances of plagiarism, we will directly give 0 to all the cases, without discussing that who has copied from whom and all these things. So if you have any doubt, if you need any kind of clarification, you can always approach the TS or you can approach us. But whatever solution you are doing, the code that you are writing, do it yourself.
So, sir, in Python, like we can import that hash library, right? Because that's where it seems to be there.
Yes, you can import hashlib and compute MD5. So whatever is there in the standard library, you can use those. In C++, however, or in C, you won't be finding that hash library. So you have to write that code within your submission basically.
Yeah, but to compute the MD5 code, there are many publicly available sources available. You can just take it and copy it. That will
Yes.
do.
And in Moodle, you will find